Welcome to Channel Today in History. In today's video we will talk about the day, November 29, 1947, beginning of the Arab-Israeli conflict. At the end of the 19th century, in a context marked by the development of nationalism and the persecution suffered by the Jewish population in Eastern Europe, the Zionist movement emerged. Its founder, Theodor Herzl, advocated that the Hebrew population of the diaspora return to Palestine, the original territory of the people of Israel, which was then populated mostly by Arabs. Palestine had been part of the Ottoman Empire of the Turks since the 16th century. Starting in 1882, the first pioneer villages began to be established, and when World War I began, the Jewish population in Palestine reached 80,000 people. In November 1917, during World War I, under pressure from Zionist groups, British Foreign Minister Arthur James Balfour issued the Balfour Declaration, in which the British government pledged to support the creation of a Jewish national territory in this part of the Ottoman Empire, while making all sorts of promises to Arab leaders to incite them to rebel against the Turkish government, enemy of the British. After the war, with the Sykes-Picot Agreement and the League of Nations Mandate, Palestine was administered by the British. Thereafter, the London government was resistant to fulfilling promises made to both Jews and Arabs. The Jewish population in Palestine constituted only 8% of the population, and Palestinians and Jews had lived there peacefully ever since. From the 1920s onwards, the World Zionist Organization promoted the massive immigration of Jewish settlers with a high level of technology and an enormous will to settle in the territory, generating a progressive conflict between the most backward Arab population and the Jews who built the prosperous kibbutzim. When World War II ended, the Jewish population was 30% of the region's total, and owned between 9% and 12% of arable land, including public land ceded by the mandatory power, the United Kingdom. On November 29, 1947, the UN General Assembly passed its Resolution 181/2, which established the partition of Palestine, as recommended by a report by the Special Committee on Palestine issued in August of that year. The resolution provided for the creation of two states, one Jewish and the other Arab, with Jerusalem under international administration. The partition would take effect from the withdrawal of the British forces occupying the region. Thus, the objective that the World Zionist Organization had proclaimed since its creation, in Basel, in 1897, was accomplished. The creation of the State of Israel was approved by 33 votes in favor, 13 against, and 10 abstentions. The United States and the Soviet Union were among those who voted in favor and pushed for the partition of Palestine and the imposition of the Zionist state. The Arabs, however, did not accept the proposal. Thus, war broke out between the new Israeli army and the Arabs of Egypt, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq and Transjordan, who attacked the territory of the new Zionist state. This war, the first in a series of armed conflicts in the region, lasted until January 1949 and ended with the victory of Israel, which consolidated its position and gained more territory than foreseen in the partition plan proposed by the UN. Did you like the video? In the description you will find the blog link with the full article. Give an incentive by subscribing to the channel, liking, commenting and sharing with your friends. Hugs. Until the next.